Good evening, everyone. I would like to call to order the meeting of the Bucks County Intermediate Unit Board of Directors for March 17th, 2026. Could we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These are the amazing adults in our WOW program in Upper Bucks County, the bakers of our delicious baked treats.
Yes, and thank you. And I know that I believe everyone got an email with the newest offerings. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I'm always happy to be your WOW hookup, right? Like if you need me to drop it off and pick it up for you, I'm happy to drive up to Upper Bucks County for you and get the delicious cakes, cookies, and desserts that they prepare.
Yes, and please let Dr. Oppen know. And I believe we're going to be taking a trip up there.
Yeah.
And I'll be checking out all the wares. And again, this
Sampling
year,
the wares, right?
this year I'll do more than sample. But this year we they normally have like chocolate chip cookies or snickerdoodles, but this year they got some really kind of interesting pies and cakes. And also, if you get a chance, go look through that email. And again, what I find is at Bristol we have what they call the Warrior Cafe, which is a group of similar young men and women, ages 19 to 22, who serve coffee to the staff every morning. And the last time I got some stuff and brought to them, it really went over, and it really exposed the WOW program to all of our staff. So that might be an idea if you have a similar type of setup in your own district, or even if you want to buy them for the office staff. That it's really a nice thing, and I guarantee you they won't need to contact you the next time. They'll go right to the WOW program. So with that being said, Michelle, how about a roll call?
All righty, Mr. D'Angelo,
Here.
Mr. Hollowell,
I am here.
Mr. Morgan, Miss Sheehan, Miss Stern,
Here.
Mr. Waldorf,
Present.
Ms. Winters,
Here.
Mr. Wers,
Here.
Ms. Walbeezer,
Here.
Mr. Godikson,
Present.
Ms. Foley,
Present.
Mr. Reimers,
Here.
Ms. Khan. Here. Okay, we have a quorum of 11.
All right. Good stuff. Okay, we did have an executive session prior to this meeting, and we met to discuss some personnel, real estate, and security related matters. Okay, we're going to start off with item number 2, and that would be the presentation of the auditor report.
Yes, so Matt Weed, who is a manager with Mally, is here to talk about our 24-25 audit.
Matt, there's a button there. If you push it, it'll turn green. Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me this evening. I don't know how I'm going to be able to top cookies and pies and everything that you were just talking about, though, but
You can buy them, Matt. That's what you can do.
that's what I'll do. My name's Matt Weed. I'm from Mally LLP. I'm your auditor. Chris Herz, the partner on the engagement. You might know who he is because he does have other districts in Bucks County that are his clients. So I'm going to go over the financial statement audit results first. The intermediate unit had an unmodified clean opinion. This is the best opinion that you can get as part of the audit process. This means 3 things. 1, that it's free of material misstatement. There's no scope limitations. Everything that we asked for from Allison, Emily, Teresa, and their team, we got. And it's in accordance with the United States generally accepted accounting principles. Next, we have the uniform guidance audit results. This is the single audit of federal funds. It was also an unmodified clean opinion. There were no significant deficiencies or material weaknesses identified. There were 3 programs tested this year: the IDEA Special Education Funds, the Medicaid cluster, and the Head Start cluster. The IU's considered a low-risk auditee because they have timely filings and they haven't had any audit findings over the past 2 years. and there were no findings or question costs. On the next page of the handout, we have the significant accounting estimates. The first estimate is capital assets, depreciation, and accumulated depreciation. The cost basis of the assets was 31.6 million, depreciation being 2.4 million, and accumulated depreciation of 18 million. The expectation for district and intermediate unit clients is that their life on their assets falls within 40 and 60%. The IU falls within these trends at 57%. Next, we have the net pension liability. This is Bucks IU's part of the Peasers retirement pie. Their 2025 balance was 177.7 million, and 2024 was 181 million. This had a $3.3 million decrease overall. This decrease was due to the whole consortium with Peasers as a whole. The IU's piece of the pie was relatively consistent. So the overall liability went down. So that's why the IU's liability went down. Next, we have the net OPEB liability, which is other post-employment benefits. This is also part of the Peasers pie, which was relatively consistent at 10 million for 2025 and 2024. Next, we have compensated absences. This is how paid time off is recognized. Please note that GASB 101 was a new accounting standard in the year, which changed how PTO was recognized. The old GASB 16 standard was based off of termination payouts solely at retirement. And the new standard has to do with the termination payouts as well as usage in the near future. The 2025 balance was 6 million and the restated 2024 balance was 5.6 million. Last, we have GASB 87 leases. 2025 was 8.6 million and 2024 was 6.5 million. This $2.1 million overall increase was due to new agreements for fleet vehicles and property agreements for classroom space. On the last page of the handout, we have the revenue composition of governmental funds. Total governmental fund revenues for 2025 were 221 million and 2024 being 205 million. This was a $16 million increase overall. This is broken into three buckets: local sources, state sources, and federal sources. First, I'll talk about local sources. 2024 balance was 94 million, reflecting an $11 million increase to 105 million. This $11 million increase overall was primarily due to special education member district receipts.
Sorry to interrupt, but are we supposed to see something or is just to follow along on the board docs?
It is available in board docs. It is item 2A.
Thank you.
Mr. Waldorf, to your point, there is no presentation here locally.
Thank you.
So next we have state sources. 2024 balance was 72 million and 2025 balance was 80 million, reflecting an $8 million increase overall, primarily due to PA Department of Education subsidies for transportation and early intervention services. Last, we have federal sources, which was 40 million in 2024 and 36 million in 2025. This was the one line item that had a reduction of 4 million in total. And this was due to ARPA ESSER and EANS monies more being used up, coming to an end as the COVID-19 pandemic has since subsided. And also medical access funds were used in a higher volume in 2024. Next, we have the expenditure composition for the governmental funds. Overall expenditures for 2025 were 219 million and 2024 were 201 million. This was a 17 million increase overall. This is broken into three buckets: instruction, support services, and other expenditures. First, I'll talk about instruction, which was 106 million in 2024 and 115 million in 2025. This $9 million increase was primarily due to payroll costs related to special education services provided by the intermediate unit. Next, with support services, 2024 was 87 million, 2025 was 98 million. This 11 million increase was primarily due to payroll costs across the various support functions as well as transportation contract costs. Last, we have other expenditures. They were consistent for 2024 and 2025, and these costs are related to non-instructional expense services, capital items, and lease payments, and other miscellaneous items under that nature. Thank you for allowing me to present this evening, and let me know if you have any questions, and please let me know where I can get some cookies and pie.
And just for the public, Matt, you gave us this presentation, in our executive, and he
Not an executive in
not
finance.
executive, in our finance committee, and we did have some questions. So I don't know if anyone else on the board has that wasn't in that meeting would have a question or has any concerns. And with that, Matt, thank you. And like I said, before you leave, you can go get an order form down from Dr. Hoffman, and when we go up, we'll pick it up for you, and we'll let you know when it's ready for the cookies. All right?
Okay, excellent. Take care. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Safe travels.
And thank you to our business office for another fantastic audit. So I know that several of them are here, and obviously the leaders sitting at the table.
Well, thank you. It's definitely a team effort.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay. Let's move on to item number 3. Public participation. Karen? Okay, that's good news.
Not necessarily. No, we don't characterize it that way.
Okay, moving on to item 4, which would be our consent agenda items. Okay, we want to move to the consent agenda, and this would include items 5A through 10A. And my question to the board is that was anyone like to have any of those items pulled for discussion or voted on separately? Take a minute to review those items. If there's anything that you see or you haven't looked at, or you looked at prior to the meeting and had a question on. And if not, I will take that as a no. So we can then move on. Could I get a motion to approve the consent agenda items 5A through 10A? Need a motion?
So moved.
Ms.
Winners,
Myers,
thank you.
I will second.
Second by
I believe it was
Mr. Reimers.
Mr. Reimers,
Reiner,
Mr. Godexton.
okay.
It was a race.
and we'll put you down for third, okay? Okay, with that being said, any questions or concerns regarding any of those items 5A through 10A? Okay, with that, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And items 5A through 10A, the motion carry.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let's move it on to our presentations and mini reports, item 11. And we'll start out with Dr. Greeny. And this will be our Power School, Child Accounting, and PIMS, one of my favorite subjects.
Yes, good evening, everyone. In your orange folder, there is a hard copy, or in board docs, it's item 11A. And in the past at board meetings, we've shared updates about many of our programs that support the students directly hands-on, day to day. And this evening, I have with me my colleagues Amber Witten, our Office and Project Supervisor, Cheryl Brewington, our Supervisor of Student Data, and Jamie Tim, our Supervisor of Nursing and Health Services, here to talk about the items that Mr. D'Angelo had referenced earlier. And a lot of this is behind the scenes work that helps capture all of the data and the information needed so we can have accurate reports to the state as our programs have evolved and expanded and developed over the past year. So I'll turn it over to my colleagues.
Good evening. So Power School is our student information system that we use to capture our student data. We started implementing Power School in 2018, but prior to that implementation, the student data was captured through multiple different databases, whether that's IEP Writer, ITT, which was our itinerant time tracker, We had Excel, we had FileMaker. So through the implementation of PowerSchool, we're able to have that one source of truth where we're able to store all of our student information. We wanted to improve efficiencies, make sure we don't have duplicate records, and just have that one source of truth. Initially, when we wrote out PowerSchool, it was used just to capture student demographic information and for teachers to take attendance. And as we evolved and expanded, that expansion went into us using PowerSchool Gradebook. So that way teachers could capture grades so that way we could generate report cards and have transcripts to be able to provide to our school districts. And then because PowerSchool was made for a school district and us as an educational service agency, we had to work with the product tailoring team at PowerSchool to make customizations. And through our customizations, we're able to capture billing, which is the type of support that we're billing our districts for, whether we're billing for a one-to-one nurse, a one-to-one para. And also we took Itinerant Time Tracker and we incorporated into PowerSchool by having the teachers create their schedules in PowerSchool and capture student service logs for our related services, which is for occupational therapy, speech, physical therapy. And most recently, we implemented the health module at the beginning of the 25-26 school year. So now Jamie's going to go ahead and give us more information about the health module.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jamie Tim. I'm the supervisor of nursing and health services. And just this school year, we started with the health management module with PowerSchool. And it has provided us a program where we have centralized health records where we can securely store immunizations, screenings, healthcare plans, all in one system. It provides us with efficient documentation, allowing nurses to maintain their daily logs, track medication inventory, and manage the health office visits. This has provided us with improved care coordination, monitoring students' health plans and medical alerts so that the teachers can also view them and have their key health information for their students in their classrooms. Our comprehensive health tracking has been enhanced as we're able to track state physicals, dentals, and state health mandated screenings to support the overall wellness of students. And then also it's enhanced our reporting with the required health data for districts in terms of immunizations, physicals, dentals, and then also Department of Health reporting, and then also our state SHARS reports. Do you have any questions for me? No? Thank you. Have a nice day.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Brewington. I'm supervisor of student data. We want to talk tonight about how PowerSchool has really increased our efficiencies with state reporting. So PowerSchool, prior to PowerSchool, excuse me, as Amber mentioned, the different systems we used were many. And so when it came to state reporting, there was a large effort to pull that information together and then prepare it to present to the state for that green check that we live for. With PowerSchool, we've been able to put all of those systems together, allow access to the different supervisors, coordinators, student data team who enter this information that is very vital, but also at times very volatile. So it changes a lot and often. So PowerSchool has allowed us to keep up with these changes and to conduct our reporting in real time, presenting current information on our students. Another enhancement that PowerSchool has presented for PIMS reporting is the time-consuming reconciliation. So with PowerSchool and our host, which is CLIU, they are very good at keeping our state reports compliant. So there's a lot of changes to rules and mandatory information that happens sometimes actually overnight. And Power School is able to keep our compliance reports up to date, allowing us to pull that information out of Power School with, at the click of a button, fulfilling those state requirements. The importance of PIMS being correct and our numbers being as real time as possible is that it directly affects the funding that we get from PDE as a part of these reports. So the fact that all departments can have a level of access to ensure the information is correct, to correct the information, and then for us to be able to extract that information and then present it to the state is very important and has been done very efficiently. It is constantly being addressed to happen better. The customizations that we've added to our Power School has been trailblazing for other IUs and even school districts to support them in their state reporting, but also in their billing to the districts as they are able to see the minutes of their related service staff, as Amber shared, or even the real-time enrollment of their students. So we are very excited about all the things coming from Power School and what it already does to help our state reporting be efficient. Thank you. Oh, any questions? I'm sorry.
I just want to thank all three of you because, and you mentioned about PIMS and about accuracy, and it's not a thankless job, but it's such a critical job because nothing that we do, everything that we do at the IU is we have to charge out or we have to, and so all those numbers have to really be accurate. And I know working with PIMS goes back how many years, and it's old technology, it's old platforms, and it's really critical. And it's interesting that you guys speak after we just got a bill, a very good bill of a review from our auditors, because everything that you do affects how chargebacks and how money flows. And so it might seem like a thankless job, but it is a really critical thing. And it's really nice to know that you guys are leading. You're on the forefront. You're on the cutting edge of, because I know from my district, I was trying to look at, here's an example. I was trying to look at the state spreadsheet, how we get our money, right? And there's column after column and this and that. And then there's these enrollment numbers. And I said to my business director, where do they come from? PIMS.
PIMS, yeah.
And so everything that you do is really kind of validating, and it does, like you say, working with our school districts. You actually help our school districts, because I know when Allison and when they go to try to reconcile, hey, some of the districts are unsure. They might have bad data. So it's totally critical to get it right. And so that everybody pays for what they owe and everybody gets paid for what they've services that we provided. So I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to come out. And like I said, it's good to know that you guys are leading the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next in line, Dr. Holler, the Programs and Services Report.
Good evening, everyone. In your folder, you'll see the Programs and Services mini report. It's also item 11B. I'm pleased to turn it over to Nicole Borland, our Director of Teaching and Learning, who prepared this evening's report.
Good evening, everybody. I get the true pleasure of inviting you again to our Student Art Gallery reception, which is held on next Thursday, March 26th. We actually do a true example of a gallery opening where we are going to have 120 of your district teachers, students, parents, administrators, and we really celebrate the arts here at the IU. It's a wonderful evening. We truly hope that you're able to come out and spend a little bit of time with us. It starts right at 4:30. We're over by 6 o'clock. So if you can just pop in or even take a walk down, the Student Art Gallery is right on your way to the boardroom. I gave you samples of the district art and all of the students who are participating this year. So I just wanted to have the opportunity to share that with you. and I appreciate all that you do for the arts in your school districts. Any
Any
questions?
questions? And that's next Thursday. And
Next
again, I
Thursday.
urge all the board members, if you can make it, it's really a great thing. And
And we do have cupcakes.
okay, and and pretty much every district is represented, right?
Every district
And, yeah.
and yes, a total of 20 students. So we work with the districts as well as our non-public schools. And of course, our IU student is also represented.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next, our Human Resources Mini Report. Karen, great to see you.
Good evening. So my name is Karen Sandone, and I'm the Director of Human Resources here at the Bucks IU. And with me tonight are my colleagues. Where are you?
There they are.
Right here. Okay, good. Members of the HR leadership team, I have Sarah Ryden, our Supervisor of Human Resources, and Nora Cuff, our Supervisor of Recruitment and Retention. And I certainly could not do any of the work that we do without both of you, so thank you. This evening, I will be presenting the Human Resources Mini Report, which can be found under the Presentations and Mini Report section of the board agenda. In HR, data plays such a critical role in guiding decision-making and strategically supporting the Bucks IU workforce. Statewide workforce data from the Pennsylvania Department of Education continues to highlight significant staffing challenges as reflected in the first table of the HR Mini Report. These trends confirm the importance of being proactive and data-informed workforce planning. In response to this data, the HR team has implemented several targeted recruitment strategies to strengthen the workforce. These efforts include expanding hiring events and college partnerships, building stronger relationships with staffing agencies, increasing social media outreach, enhancing the applicant tracking system and overall application process. As a result of these strategic initiatives, Bucks IU successfully hired approximately 700 new staff members for the 25-26 school year, including 202 staff members to support the opening of the new Pearl S. Buck School in Levittown. Since the beginning of the 24-25 school year, the HR and special education leadership teams have shifted the focus on ensuring staff serving students are highly qualified or actively pursuing their credentials. Over the past year, we have seen significant progress. Thank you again to this team and to the special education department. From January of 2025 to 26, the percentage of certified long-term substitute professionals increased from 28 to 41%, while the percentage of highly qualified paraeducators increased from 32 to almost 50%, even as total workforce grew, making this compliance rate significantly more impressive. Data has always helped guide improvements in onboarding and retention. Our new hire orientation program averages 20 new employees per week, and more than 530 staff members have participated thus far, with approximately 832 expected by the end of the school year. Finally, feedback gathered through exit interview and employee survey data has helped shape our retention strategies. Insights from this data led to the development of the Paraeducator Onboarding Program, which is a collaboration between HR and special education. And insights from this data led to the development of this program and contributed to improved employee preparedness, increased job satisfaction, and increased retention rates. From the inception of the Para Onboarding Program in August of 2024, the retention rates increased from 36.95% to 68.88%. In closing, data allows HR to move beyond simply just filling positions. It enables us to make strategic decisions that strengthen recruitment, develop our workforce, and improve retention, ensuring that Bucks IU continues to provide highly qualified staff to support the students of Bucks County. Thank you so much. Any questions for us?
Anybody have a question? I just want to thank you again. I was here today and I got to stop up and see you guys in action. And look, we have so many great teams at the IU, but you presenting this data, and I would ask all of my fellow board members to look at it. The numbers are working against you in catastrophic ways. So in 2013, 25, almost 26,000 new teachers, and then another 14 with the instructional too, and only about 7,700. So you were still pretty much ahead of the game by about 30,000. Now, even going back to 23, there are only 7,500, and then that's all across the state of these new people becoming teachers.
Yes.
Yet, you know, and I know every one of our districts is having big problems, teachers, qualified aides, and you guys have hit the right, using the data, have kind of found the path to do it. The results that you just presented are good. And again, I was able to stop up and see you guys today in action, and hopefully some of our member districts can reach out to you for what are you doing right, what are you doing wrong, because it is a big challenge, and every district needs teachers. And the fact that so many of them also were, a growing number are deciding to leave, while a shrinking number are deciding to come in. I mean, that's anybody else looking at those numbers, it would be a tough mountain to climb. But you guys have embraced it. Dr. Hoffman put the right people together, and you guys are really, really knocking it out of the park.
Well,
So
thank you.
again, from the bottom of my heart, and I know all our board members, and I would ask fellow board members, reach out to these guys, even though they're busy. You know, they would be glad, because at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat together.
Absolutely.
So
And we
thank you
do
so
talk
much.
about it at our HR advisory meetings. And we talk about strategy. So we're certainly trying to share amongst the HR directors in the county. So, and cookies are appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Now, Dr. Hoffman, is that we wind our way down to your report?
I'm always in the unenviable position of going after the amazing mini reports, which I wouldn't have it any other way. And so I'll be brief tonight as usual, and just point out in your folders and online in board docs, you have several things. In your orange folder in particular, you see the intern of the month from our project search team. Mr. D'Angelo visited actually today over at project search at the county. If any board member would ever like to go visit any IU program, including project search, please let me know. I'm happy to coordinate that. You'll see, of course, the press releases that we share with you, with the media, with our superintendent team about Driver Appreciation Month, as well as the celebration of the Bucks IU serving adults with disabilities now for 5 years. Our sequel program is 5 years old. Incredible. That's an example of the intermediate, to your point, Mr. D'Angelo, and to the point of many board members tonight, responding to changes in the market, if you will. What are the needs of the families in Bucks County? What are the needs of the school systems in Bucks County? And what can we do to grow and innovate and always stay relevant? The third and final press release that you see in there recently is Christina Mulhern, one of our amazing employees, team members here at the Bucks County Intermediate Unit, being recognized actually as the Pennsylvania Apprentice of the Year, which is no small feat. So we congratulate her. That's not just for education. That's like literally for the whole state of all the apprentices. So that's a major, major accomplishment. And actually, it's obviously her accomplishment individually, but it's also the accomplishment of the Intermediate Unit 1 for having these kinds of grow your own programs available to our staff, which is, to your point, a tribute to the amazing people that work here that build and support these programs. We couldn't do that without your support. And so we like to be leaders in lots of ways, not just with data and human resource metrics and PIMS and PowerSchool implementations and art, but also in how we are growing our own workforce from our current employees, and not just in the teachers, but in lots of other areas as well. The awesome news is there. The awesome news is always a compilation of our social media posts, Monday Moments, and other daily IU posts. Lots of great things in the awesome news that you can find. We always share these with the superintendents as well. If you subscribe to the IU or you follow us on social media, you see these daily. I challenge any board member to beat Mr. D'Angelo to liking a post. He's always apparently the first to like an IU post. Not the only, but always the first. And you're very proud of that, I believe. And so I challenge any board member to take that title away from him and make him work for that first like. And then, of course, the legislative report is in there as well as some letters that we've sent, one letter that we've sent to the legislative delegation on behalf of the superintendents. And so, Mr. D'Angelo, that concludes my report.
Okay, and just to follow up on a couple of things, I had the privilege and honor to go to the drivers and aides appreciation. It was at the Fab Lab.
Yeah.
And again, so many great employees. What a great team. And I had a great time. Met a few of people from Bristol that served the kids of Bristol, but also I met some of the newest drivers. And I got to tell you that the way that the veteran drivers embraced the new drivers, and really, like, right from day one, it's like a family. And they realize that many of them are the first people that our kiddos see in the morning for school, and they're the last people that you see before they take them home. And you can sense by being in the room that I always say it, they're happy people, and you're only happy if you love your job. So I just want to say thank you for inviting me to that. And then just going on to talking about our apprentice that won the award. So here's what's really great about it. She wins the award and she's at Pearl S. Buck. And a year ago today, Pearl S. Buck was an idea.
Yeah.
Right? It was a hope. And through a lot of hard work, and I can remember saying, Dr. Armstrong, well, what's it look like? What's the timeline? Well, maybe we'll have 6 classes, 8 classes in the first year. And I think I can say that Pearl Buck is pretty much full.
Pretty much, yes.
Pretty much
full.
And to have in that place that didn't exist a year to come from it is, well, we have many, many good ones. For this young lady to receive this award is really, really impressive. And it says a lot. So I just wanted to bring that up. And finally, today, I was here today, got a chance to walk around and see all the great people that work at the IU. And so on my way out, Dr. Arbus says, wait, come here. Here's a room, and it's a new employee orientation. He says, come on, come in. So I go in, and wow, I see maybe 14 or 15 new people across all the different programs and services and whatever. And I saw people that were happy, people that want to come to work, and people that already recognized before they even started their first day that they're working for one of the premier places to work for. So I appreciate you taking me on the tour today. And again, this was after we had gone to Project Search and saw a bunch of our kiddos that are now that reached a point where now they're doing interviews. Our partnership with the county couldn't be going better. And I believe that the Project Search will have a dinner in May. I know we're reminded of it, but I encourage all of you guys to come. And it's a great time to meet with the kids that are in the program and to meet with their parents and to see all the good things that we're doing. So again, thank you for this great report. And I will pass the baton now to Rebecca. And I know she's got a lot of good things to tell us.
Good evening, everyone. I have the legislative update. You can find it in your folder, and it's also in board docs. And actually, it's not as long as it looks because I gave you some attachments, but I'm not going to go through all of them. First off, on page 1, you'll see the House and Senate session schedule. Just note, the House went back in session for the first time yesterday after several months of being off. And the Senate will return to session. I'm sorry, the Senate went back into session for the first time yesterday. The House will go back in session next week. Both the House and Senate will be in session next week. That's probably going to be a time where we'll see a lot of bills going back and forth between the chambers. So hopefully I'll have more information to share with you in April. There's not a lot of legislative activity to share with you. I'll give you just a little bit of update on the budget. Mainly February and the first part of March has been week after week of budget hearings, but there is still very little agreement in Harrisburg on how to move forward with the 26-27 budget. Just to recall, the governor offered a 53.2 billion spend plan, which is an increase of 5.4% over the 25-26 budget. The state is expected to take in revenues of about 47 billion. And then that difference, the governor is proposing to be funded by taking approximately 4.58 billion from the state's rainy day fund, and then additional revenue of approximately 2 billion from taxing skilled games and legalizing cannabis. We talked last month about the fact that those two items were non-starters in last year's budget, but he's introduced them again. They still seem to be very partisan, with Republicans saying that these revenue streams are off the table. Republicans are also saying that they are not interested in using that much of the state's rainy day fund, because they point out a structural deficit will then exist for future years with no reserves left in the rainy day fund to fund the budget. So what does that mean? It means our budget battle has just now begun. I gave you a quote from Representative Jordan Harris from Philadelphia. He's chairman of the House Appropriations Committee. And last week he just came out and said, if you're not providing the revenue necessary, and if you won't vote for those things, then we have to start cutting. So I think we have to be prepared to see some of that. Lawmakers continue to say it's a negotiation process. And just keep in mind, it took 130 extra days to negotiate last year's budget. So I'm not sure what we're going to see this year. We'll just have to stay tuned. In the middle of page 2, the House and the Senate Appropriations Committee heard from PDE. On Tuesday, March 3rd, PDE testified on the governor's budget before the House Appropriations Committee. And on Thursday, March 5th, PDE testified before the Senate Appropriations Committee. I gave you a very detailed summary of those budget hearings that were prepared by PASBO. So that's attached to the legislative report. I highlighted for you some of the areas that are of interest to Bucks County Schools. So when you get a chance, you can read through it, particularly if this is something you're interested in. Finally, at the bottom of page 2, understand that Governor Shapiro last week announced that he is considering whether Pennsylvania will opt into the new federal program that gives students scholarships for private and public school expenses. It's called the Education Freedom Tax Credit Program. It was signed into law by President Trump on July 4th, 2025. It permits donors to receive federal tax credits of up to $1,700 for individual filers and $3,400 for joint filers if they contribute to nonprofits that issue scholarships for education-related services. This is the first federal tax scholarship program. It was created through the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, and governors of each of our states must decide by January 1 whether or not they will opt into the program. The program provides taxpayers with a mechanism where they can donate to a scholarship granting organization. Then that organization reports the donation to the U.S. Treasury, and the taxpayer then gets a dollar-for-dollar return on the donation when they file their taxes. Again, up to $1,700 for individuals and $3,400 for joint filers. Donations are then packaged by the organization receiving them into scholarships or grants, which can be used to pay for private school tuition or to help public school families pay for tutoring or other services. To join this program, governors have to opt in by January 1. So far, 28 governors have indicated that they will join. The states have to designate and send a list when they opt in to the IRS of organizations in their states that qualify as grant programs. The Shapiro administration said last week they're still looking at everything, and they will make a decision prior to January 1 as to whether or not Pennsylvania will opt in. And then finally, at the very last part of your packet, you will see a joint letter from Bucks County Chief School Administrators, our school district CTC directors, and Dr. Hoffman. This letter went out today to the Bucks County Legislative Delegation and to Governor Shapiro. It specifically asked for our delegation to support updates to the meeting notice requirements under the public school, I think it's a public school code, or it's the legal notices. It's Title 45, the Newspaper Advertising Act. And organizations are really banding together to try to get that updated to allow these notices to be placed on public websites rather than always having to go through printed newspapers, which are becoming harder and harder to find in local areas, and also to meet the deadlines required for the public meeting notices. And then finally, I give you the upcoming dates of various things. We had a advocacy committee meeting this afternoon. The PAIU Day on the Hill is Tuesday, March 24th. I know a couple of our board members are going to be joining us for the Day on the Hill. So thank you. We look forward to that. PSBA has their Spring Advocacy Day on May 4th, and PASA and PASBO have their Advocacy Day on Tuesday, May 5th. And then finally, any of you who serve on your school district negotiations panel, any contract that may be up, we are having our countywide negotiations forum on Monday, March 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. This is open to any school administrator, any school director who is currently serving on a contract negotiation committee. Come join us. We like to talk about what you're seeing at the table and talk about what we're seeing around the county. And that's it for me. Does anyone have any questions?
When was that meeting for the negotiations?
It is on Monday, March 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. here at the IU.
All right, thank you. Does anyone else have any questions or concerns? I'll take that as a no.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so moving on, again, we previously announced that we did have an executive session and to discuss personnel, real estate, and security related matters. So we'll move to item 14. Is there any old business that anyone has? Anyone on the board? Any questions? No? Okay. We'll move on to any new business. No, we good? All right. Nothing new? Well, if you decide you want to bring it up, you can bring it up at the next meeting under old business. Yeah, you just forgot. Okay, is there any other public participation? No? Okay. Item 17, we will be reminded everyone, our next meeting will be Tuesday, April 21 at the Bucks IU right here at the office. And with that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Well, Mr. Godekson.
Mr. Godekson, second? You got it.
There you go, Mr. Hallowell. Thank
Mr.
you.
Hallowell,
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.